a best homemade bread, no eggs required. Tired of store-bought bread? Craving that warm, comforting aroma of freshly baked goodness? Let's dive into the world of homemade bread. And the best part? We're skipping the eggs. Many bread recipes call for eggs, but they aren't always necessary. Egg-free bread can be just as delicious, and it's perfect for those with egg allergies or dietary restrictions. Plus, it simplifies the recipe. Eggs can sometimes make bread denser. By omitting them, we often achieve a lighter, airier texture. This is especially true for certain types of bread, like sandwich loaves. Let's gather our ingredients. You'll need all-purpose flour, warm water, yeast, sugar, and salt. These are the building blocks of our amazing egg-free bread. Flour provides the structure, while water activates the yeast. Sugar feeds the yeast, and salt controls its activity and enhances flavor. Simple, right? The first step is activating the yeast. In a small bowl, combine warm water and sugar. Sprinkle the yeast on top and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll know the yeast is active when it becomes foamy. This means it's ready to work its magic in our bread dough. If it doesn't foam, your yeast might be old. In a large bowl, combine the flour and salt. Make a well in the center and pour in the activated yeast mixture. Start mixing with a wooden spoon or your hands. Gradually incorporate the flour into the wet ingredients. Continue mixing until a shaggy dough forms. It will be sticky at this stage, and that's perfectly normal. Now comes the kneading. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface. Knead for 8 to 10 minutes until it becomes smooth and elastic. Kneading develops the gluten in the flour, which gives the bread its structure. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. A stand mixer with a dough hook can also be used. Place the kneaded dough in a lightly oiled bowl. Turn it to coat all sides. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap or a damp towel. Let the dough rise in a warm place for 1 to 1.5 hours or until doubled in size. This is where the yeast does its work, creating air pockets in the dough. Once the dough has doubled, gently punch it down to release the air. Turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. Shape it into a loaf. You can shape it into a classic loaf, a round boule, or even individual rolls. Get creative and have fun with it. Place the shaped loaf in a greased loaf pan. Cover it with plastic wrap or a damp towel. Let it rise again for 30 to 45 minutes. This second rise allows the dough to relax and expand further. It contributes to a lighter, more airy final product. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. Bake the bread for 30 to 35 minutes or until golden brown. The internal temperature should reach 200 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit, 93 to 99 degrees Celsius. A good way to check for doneness is to tap the bottom of the loaf. It should sound hollow. If it's browning too quickly, tent it with foil. Remove the bread from the oven and let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. Then, transfer it to a wire rack to cool completely before slicing. Resist the urge to slice it while it's still hot. This can result in a gummy texture. Patience is key to enjoying perfect homemade bread. Want to add some extra flavor? Try adding herbs, cheese, or seeds to the dough. Rosemary, cheddar, and sesame seeds are all great options. For a sweeter bread, add a bit more sugar or honey to the dough. You can also brush the top with melted butter or an egg wash, if you're not strictly egg-free, before baking. Now for the best part, enjoying your homemade bread. Slice it up and serve it with your favorite toppings. Butter, jam, or avocado are all delicious choices. Homemade bread is also perfect for sandwiches, toast, or even just dipping in olive oil. The possibilities are endless. Ready to ditch the store-bought bread and experience the joy of baking your own? This egg-free recipe is your ticket to warm, delicious, homemade goodness. Don't wait. Grab your ingredients and start baking today. Share your bread baking adventures with us in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more easy and delicious recipes. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next baking tutorial.